interested in it. But I think like initially in Singapore, we didn't really know that girls trained.
Yeah.
So then I think in 2008, my dad had a conversation with his friend, and from there, he found out that, you know, girls do train. So then I joined.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And I mean, you've been with the team for such a long time. You've literally seen it from the initial stages all the way to what it looks like right now. So sort of what do you see, you know, in terms of how the team has evolved? You know, what do you sort of see in terms of that evolution of the women's team then to now?
I think there are a lot more girls now.
Okay.
And it's a lot more structured as well. So in the sense, like we have the younger girls, they train at the SCA Academy. And then from there on, like once they progress, they move on to the development squad.
Yeah.
So like when they are in the development squad, they join us for trainings on certain days. And also like our local matches and all, they are involved in it. They play with us.
Right.
Yeah. So then from there, based on our performances, they select the national side.
Okay, nice. And is it like you have a club structure in the sense that you have multiple women's teams playing against each other?
We normally have like multiple teams, so we just play against each other.
Okay, very nice. And do you have any upcoming tournaments?
Right now we don't really have any confirmed tournaments. Like we normally usually play against Malaysia, like the Saudari Cup in August. But then due to the COVID situation, it's really uncertain right now. So yeah, we don't really have any.
Right. No, that's fair. That's fair. I think with COVID, of course, it has made it difficult for a lot of people.
Everything's changed a lot. So
that is also true. That's also true. Now coming back to cricket, I do want to know also what do you enjoy the most? Like, why do you enjoy playing cricket?
I think for me, I really enjoy bowling the most.
Okay.
Like I really love the challenge of getting a batsman out and you know, like anticipating what the batsman is going to do with the next ball I bowl. And yeah.
Right. Awesome. And any good memories? I'm sure you have a lot, but maybe pick one or two you know, on the field memories that you have.
On the field memories, I think I'll never forget, like in 2018, it was my first opportunity to open the innings. It was against Malaysia.
Yeah.
And I actually batted throughout the whole innings.
Yeah.
And I scored a 34 not out, and we actually won the match. So
very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. And I know you said, of course, no upcoming tournaments as of now. But what do you see as sort of the short-term goals and the long-term goals for the women's team in Singapore?
So I think the short-term goals, like for me personally, I think the short-term goals would be like to work on variations in my bowling and get like a 5-wicket haul in a game.
Right.
And long-term goals would be to work together with the team and work hard right now together with the team and win many tournaments.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, from the time you started to now, I'm sure also there's been development in terms of just how everything is structured in SCA, the Singapore Cricket Association.
Right.
In terms of the national setup, do you have like, you know, in terms of like, let's say a physiotherapist, full-time coach, what does that look like?
So currently we have 2 coaches.
Okay.
So Coach Chamal and Coach Irfan.
Right.
Yeah, and we actually train under lights.
Okay.
So we have no issue like how it was like before, where we had to stop at before 7.
Right.
And majority of people worked that time, so it was really hard. So now we train like we train 3 times a week.
Okay.
Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. So we start at 7 p.m. and then we end at 9:30 p.m.
Okay.
And also like we get a lot of center wicket practice.
Okay.
And a lot of match scenarios as well.
Right.
And we also play matches with the boys at least like once a week, the under 16 boys.
Okay. That's good that you're getting that exposure and, you know, you're getting to play more matches, because I think that's something that I see common across a lot of the teams that, you know, for women's cricket especially, they just don't get enough exposure, enough matches. And I think the more we play, the better we get, right? So I think that's great that they're allowing you to do that and you're getting to do that. You mentioned also about sort of having, of course, later practices because of work. And you mentioned, of course, you're one of those players that is working and playing. So how do you balance that?
So for me, I'm blessed in the sense that I help in my family business. So time is a bit flexible for me.
Right.
So I can leave earlier, or I can come in to work a bit later, as long as my work is done. But then I also have like the support of my parents and my brother. So like when I go for tournaments, or if I leave early for trainings, they will help me with my work.
Right.
Yeah.
And what about the other some of the other girls? How do they manage?
The other girls, some of them do find it tough, but then now that training starts at 7, right?
Yeah.
Most of them end work around 6:30 or so they can get to training by 7:15.
Okay, very interesting. I love that. Now, Davina, I want to move towards a very original segment called Rapid Fire. I'm going to ask you a few questions, and just, or I might just, say a phrase, and whatever's the first word that comes to your mind, or first, thing that comes to your mind, just blurt it out, right? Okay. You don't have to think too much about it. All right. So first thing, your all-time sporting hero.
Rahul Dravid.
Okay. Your favorite holiday destination.
Switzerland,
which I don't think you can go right now, but that's great.
Yeah, I can. I know. I really miss it.
Hopefully soon. Yeah. Best moment on the cricket field.
I think I mentioned earlier, like my 34 not out.
Yes.
Against Malaysia. Yeah.
Yeah. Your favorite meal.
My favorite meal, chicken rice.
Chicken rice, yes. Now, if you had a superpower, what would it be?
It would be to fly. I think it would be easier to catch the ball if I can fly.
I love how you connect that to cricket as well. All right. And any pre-match superstitions that you have?
Oh yeah, I do. Nutella and bread before a match. I have to have that.
Every match?
Yeah, every match, because I believe that like every time I eat that, I tend to do well. So
okay. Maybe I should try that. If you could be reborn as a female cricketer, past or present, who would you want to be born as?
Mithali Raj.
Mithali Raj, okay, good choice. Apart from cricket, any other sport that you enjoy playing?
I play a lot of badminton as well.
Okay, and finally, favorite hobby?
Hobby would go, I love to go for long walks, like with my music. So
okay, very nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Davina. This was lovely to have you, and it was great getting to know a little bit more about your story and a bit more about Singapore cricket. And I hope we get to speak to you again very soon.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Respect, man. I guess she pass it to the top, I pass it to the left side. Big fatty pump, all I gotta do is touch down. 2 steps in now, tell her shorty walk one. And maybe you get to hang with me sometimes. Nyandi chida number, Yahweh, mwede kaho tu jan.
So this is my kit bag. It's a very tiny one because in Mumbai I keep traveling up and down, so it's easier for me to carry stuff than when I'm on tour. I have a bigger one, of course. So I have a helmet, 2 pairs of gloves, one is inside the bag, one is here, and also I have a bandana, which I use it for my head, and I have leg guards. The thing I hate the most is just packing my kit bag. I mean, that's one of the most irritating things for me. Then I have my thigh guard and the inner thigh guard. And this is the chest guard I use especially when I'm practicing over here. I don't wear it during the matches, but when I'm practicing and especially facing bouncers or playing the boys, I do wear it for extra protection. And yeah, that's my kit bag. Carry a bat. On tour I carry maybe 3 bats. If it's a long tour, 4 bats. So yeah, that's it.
Good morning. Welcome to the beautiful Gahanga International Cricket Stadium. It's match day number 5, game 9, Kenya versus Rwanda. It's the last game for each of the teams at the round robin stage ahead of the knockout phase starting tomorrow. Mwaramuse neza, Rwanda, and habari ya asubuhi, Kenya. Standing in the middle today will be NSC Habib from Nigeria and Olivier Intagishaka from Rwanda. Third umpire, or the reserve umpire, is Eric Hirwa Ndusambe Mungu. To get this started, let's observe a minute's silence for the victims of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. May their souls rest in eternal peace. Amen. The Rwanda anthem to get things started. And now, on to the one from the team from Uhuru Land. Well done with the anthems. Margaret Banja, please lead your teammates. Say good morning to the umpires. This is a gentleman's sport. We make many more friends off the field than on the field. Welcome Rwanda home. You are the home team, Kenya, today. Well done, Sarah. Do the same with the umpires. The umpires should be very familiar faces with you guys. You know they mean business. Get ready for those quick team photos.
Hello and welcome to Day 5 of Women's Cricket Zone's coverage of the Kwibuka T20 Tournament being played at the Gahanga International Stadium in Kigali. It's match number 9 and we'll see the hosts Rwanda take on 3-time champions Kenya. Remember, Kenya are coming off a loss. They went down yesterday to Namibia by 36 runs. Rwanda, on the other, they sealed a thrilling win against Nigeria. Diane Bimenyimana and Henrietta Shimwe held their nerve, and they helped Rwanda to seal a 6-run win over Nigeria. Now, both teams have qualified for the semifinals, but today's game will finalize where they finish on the table. Kenya won the toss earlier today. They elected to bat on a used track. Just one change up. Rwanda have a couple of changes as well. And today, for the opening 5 overs of this encounter, we have a special guest with us, Yasmine Daswani. Yasmine is the vice captain of the Hong Kong women's team, and she's also a London-based lawyer who's passionate about driving the coverage of women's cricket in associate nations. Welcome, Yasmine. It's a pleasure to have you. Well, there seem to be some slight technical issues. We will help Yasmine connect again. But Yasmine started the website Associate Women in Cricket. You should have a look at that. They are collaborating with Women's Cricket Zone to help us improve the coverage of women's cricket in the nations. Well, Rwanda have taken the field. A couple of changes for them today, like I said. Immaculée Muhawenimana is back in the side, and she will likely take the new ball, it looks like. So let's try this again. I think Yasmine is connected. Okay, so while we wait for her to reconnect again, Kenya's regular openers Queen Torable is taking strike. Her partner will be Veronica Abuga. Queen Torable is now the second highest run getter in this tournament so far. Scored 95 runs in 3 innings. Looked dangerous yesterday, but wasn't able to kick on. Played a wonderful shot against Victoria Hamuniela, but then was dismissed the next ball. This pair will be key for Kenya if they want to get anything in excess of 100, 110 probably. The skipper, Margaret Ngoche, did say that this is a used track, so it will slow up, and that's why they have elected to bat first. Want to make full use of the surface at the start. Short and wide to start, and Queen Torable lets it go. Good delivery there from Muhawinimana. Remember, both these teams have won two games, so they have equal points, but Kenya have a better run rate. Oh, another short, wide delivery. This time swings far too much. Given a wide, so Kenya are off the mark today. Not off the bat, but they'll take it nonetheless. Better delivery that. Another wide, this time down the leg side. Not a great start there from Muhawinimana. Hi, Yasmine.
Hi, Ananya. Great to be here.
Hi. Yeah. Great. So after a little trouble, it's great to have you with us. Okay, and that
So
marks
who's looked
the end of
most
the first
impressive?
over. End of the first
Who's
over.
looked
I'll get to your question in a bit. Okay, so after a few connectivity issues, we have our guest with us, Yasmine Daswani, Vice Captain of the Hong Kong women's team. Again, great to have you with us, Yasmine.
Great to be here, Ananya, and it's been great working with Women's Cricket Zone and Associate Women in Cricket. Exciting things to come, I'm sure.
Yes, and since you're here just for a short while, I'm going to ask you a question at the very start. Get to it in a bit. Single, or are they going to come back for two? Looks like two to Queen Torable. So I'm going to ask you a question at the very start, and you have played a lot of cricket, played for Hong Kong, played in various countries. What does visibility mean to associate cricket teams, especially the women?
I think it's invaluable, really, because I think we play a lot of cricket, like you said, but there's not necessarily all the benefits that come with it. So, I mean, having visibility means that there's fans following you. It means that you end up getting more games, and it potentially leads to sponsorship as well, which is great for the women's game.
Perfect. And have you played in many or any matches that have been streamed? Have they come with much pressure?
So in Hong Kong, we're lucky because we get quite good video streaming facilities. So they have the ability to stream within the country itself. So yeah, I have done. Our club games are all streamed at the KCC, so it's the Kowloon Cricket Club. In terms of internationally, I mean, so we played at the Asian Games, and that was all on video. So you'd watch yourself. So you'd play a ball, so sometimes miss it, and then you'd watch yourself on the big screen missing it, and that was a lot of pressure. And I think I was only 15 at the time. So I remember that will always stick with me. But equally, when you hit a four, they'd have four flashing up for the audience as well.
So did you look as good on screen as you did in your head? Because I know that cricketers think they play a certain way, but they look completely different.
I think that's always the issue, I guess. You're your own biggest critique. So I'm never going to say I look as good as I hope I would. But no, it's definitely is such a valuable thing to have. I think watching yourself play really does help, and you can spot technique errors. Although, like I said, we're all perfectionists, and we're probably never going to be exactly what we hope. I'd love to play shots like Jemima Rodriguez, obviously, but I don't look quite like her when I play my covers.
Speaking of good shots, Queen Torable has smashed that one over cover. First boundary for Kenya this morning. She's got out of the blocks quickly.
That was a great, very positive, which is exactly what you want to see from your openers.
Okay. That's second over done and dusted. Kenya are now 10 for no loss in 2 overs.
It looked like it was a good length ball as well, so she did very well to play that and hit a 4 off that ball.
Muhawinimana in. Players Pot is India's #1 gaming destination. Aapne hashtag khela kya? I hope you've all made your teams and included Queen Tour Able in them. If not, download the Players Pot app. The link is in the description below. So, Yasmine, I'm going to ask you another question. I know I've asked you a lot, but you are a cricketer. You've played a lot, like I said. You have a full-time job as well. Wide down the leg side. You have a full-time job as a lawyer. So 2 questions here. One, how do you manage to strike a balance between your training and your job? And 2, since you play for an associate country where the funds and I suppose access to facilities are not as much, how do you deal with the expectations that come with being an international cricketer?
Great questions, Ananya. I mean, in terms of balancing, I guess, I think actually I'm very privileged because I have 2 things that I really love. So I love my job and I love cricket. And I think that helps in the sense that I don't put as much pressure on my performances because I've got something else there. So, you know, throughout the day, I'm really busy. I'll be dreaming about cricket and then I'll go out there and, you know, oh, wow, that was a close one. But I'll go out there then and be able to play after work, which is incredible. So yes, I think I'm very privileged in that sense. And then in terms of, I guess, the responsibility of playing cricket, with the lack of funding, it's just, I guess, I hope that it's going to be better for the next generation. So I want to do my part to improve things for the next generations of female cricketers. That was an almost wicket followed by a wide ball. So I'm excited to see what comes next.
Maybe the almost wicket will turn into a wicket. That's what Rwanda will be hoping. She bowled an excellent ball that just seemed to straighten previous ball, then pushes the next one down the leg side. There's another wide. Not a great start here from Immaculée Muhawinimana. This is her 4th wide, it seems, just in her 2nd over.
So Nanya, who are your favourites to win the tournament?
Ooh, that's an interesting question. I think Kenya are one of the favourites. They are 3-time champions. Finally lands one. Good delivery. So I'd say Kenya are one of the favorites. They have a good attacking batting lineup, but from what we've seen over the past 4 days, I'd say Namibia are probably my favorites. I think the way they performed against Kenya yesterday, they clearly showed that they have a superior batting lineup. Brilliant ball again there from Muhawinimana. So I'd say Namibia, and I think Kenya will make the final as well. So I guess finals are all about who does well on the day. I'm sure you've had experience in finals, so you know what the pressure is like.
Has anyone particularly impressed or surprised you? That's a good shot. Looks like
yes, another.
Boundary.
Another strong shot there from Queen Tour Able. She's been strong through that cover area. Another poor delivery from Muhawinimana. Full toss. She placed it quite brilliantly, did Queen Torable. And it just trickles over the rope. See, 3 overs gone, and Kenya are 18 for no loss. Three overs into Kenya's innings, 18 for no loss. Well, to get to your question about who's impressed me, well, one person who has impressed me is Queen Torable, the Kenya opening batter. She's now at the non-striker's end. And Veronica Abuga powers one down the ground, just a single. Rwanda seem to have learnt from the previous games, pushed the long on back to Abuga, who's quite strong down the ground. Queen Torable is certainly a batter who's shown that she can clear the field quite easily, very powerful. Another one would be Namibia's Sune Whitman. And just as we say that, she smashes another one over mid-off. Slowing up, does it get to the boundary? It doesn't look like it's just short of the rope. That was a strong shot. That's an example of what I was saying. She has really impressed me. I think the ability to hit over cover is great to watch in any batter. I'm sure you can tell us a little bit more about that.
No, that's definitely an invaluable shot, especially as an opener when the field's up, being able to hit over them. I mean, and it's just, they can only have 2 fielders out, so it just makes it so much more difficult for the fielding side. And that's the hardest shot to hit as well over cover, I think, personally. I think it's quite easy to slog sweep and to go over the mid-on sort of region, but it's a lot harder over the offside.
So what's the easiest shot for you to play, or what would you say is your favorite shot?
I like hitting the cow corner region. I think a lot of batters do, but it just feels natural, the swing. I've been working hard though on, I guess, being able to do exactly that, which is hit over cover as well. You used to play a bit of Nanya, didn't you? What was your strongest shot?
Oh, I don't think we should go there. But I quite favored the sweep shot. It was probably my go-to. Batted a lot against spin, so it was the easiest shot in the book for me. But yeah, I did enjoy a cut as well. Not very tall, so get something slightly wide and just throw your hands at it. So yeah, but I'm not one you should ask. I am an opening bowler by trade, so.
Okay, and what would you be doing in
my
this
leg
situation?
side play?
So what would you be doing in these situations? What if you were the captain, what would you be telling your bowlers?
Well, for starters, it looks like they're clearly bowling far too wide. Another short one. It's beautifully cut over the infield. Again, slowing up. This outfield is not on the batter's side. A lot of running there. To get back for 3, do the Kenyan batters. Well, I think one of the good things that you can see with these Rwandan bowlers is that they have been getting the ball to move. We saw Muha Winimana and now Josiane get the ball to move both ways. So there is movement. I think they haven't quite been able to control it. So maybe holding the ball cross seam for a few balls just to kind your line. I guess that would be the easiest advice to give at this point, because it looks like they haven't quite been able to control that movement for starters. That's a good ball there. Well, you're the vice captain. I'm sure you've worked as skipper as well. You're the one who's supposed to be giving the advice, not me.
No, I think I'd agree
We can
with
get
you.
to that
I guess it's just.
We can get to that in the next over. 4 overs, 27. Four overs gone, 27 for no loss. And Yasmine Daswani is with us in the comm box. So, and she has to answer a question. What advice would you give the Rwanda moment?
Yeah, I think for me as well, it's just focus on line and length and cut down on those extras. It's been just too many extras at the moment. The batters haven't really had to do anything. They've just been putting away the bad ball.
And just as we say that, there's another short delivery pulled powerfully away boundary, this time by Veronica Abuga. These Kenyan batters are on a roll, finding the boundary quite easily, even though, despite the slow outfield.
And just look at that backlift as well. She was just so ready for it.
Henriette Ishimwe into the attack. She did a fantastic job yesterday for Rwanda, bowled 3 overs, 1 maiden and took 2 wickets. A wicket maiden in that was her spell that changed the game. Can she turn the tide for Rwanda today? Misfield there, it looks like, from the...
Another very good ball, outside off. She's getting her line right, definitely more so than the other bowlers so far.
Yes, she was on the mark yesterday as well.
I was just going to say that. I mean, with her balls placing just outside off, I wonder if you'd have a slip in place for her.
And I'm sure Rwanda are ruing the fact that they don't have a slip in place. They have been quite attacking through the tournament, but it's possible that the success of these players has forced them to maybe rethink that strategy. Is that something that normally happens? Just are strategies created around what other teams do?
Yeah, I'm sure these teams will have studied each other and will have seen how the batters have been performing against other bowlers and probably base their strategy around that. I know that's something that we definitely do. So if a batter's particularly strong on the cut, for example, we'll know to adjust the field slightly to reflect that.
Perfect. Well, Kenya continue to motor along, but it was a much quieter over for Rwanda. Kenya 34 for no loss in 5 overs. Final over of the power play, and there's a bowling change. Spin comes into the attack. So I'm going to ask you one final question before you leave, Yasmine. How important a role does spin play in T20, especially when a spinner is as slow as we see here?
Yeah, good question. I think it's such a valuable role. It really slows down the pace of the innings in a lot of ways. And I mean, these two are opening batters. They usually prefer the pace on the ball. So taking the pace right off kind of forces them to change their game and to adjust how they play. And I think the biggest thing with spin is mistiming it. So with that flightier delivery, it tempts the batters to come down the wicket potentially. And then you bring stumpings in, the keepers up, and catches as well.
And as a batter yourself, how would you approach playing this kind of a spinner? Because what we have seen is most of the batters aren't very powerful. So how would you then clear the infield or score any runs?
With this spinner, she seems to be pitching it up quite a bit, so the balls seem to be fuller. So I'd probably try and use my feet, and also I guess do exactly that. Play your favorite shot, Ananya, and sweep, because she's an off spinner, bowling a good length. Perfect, exactly.
Wide down the leg side. They sneak by as well, so that's 2 runs added to the total.
It is deceptively slow and loopy. The batsmen don't seem to be able to pick it as of yet. So it'll be interesting to see how they adjust their strategy, because it's been a good over so far, bar that wide.
Now, just as you suggested, she comes down the track and tries to pummel her down the ground. Just a single to the total. That's the power play done and dusted, and so is Yasmine's stint with us. Thank you so much for joining us today. It was a pleasure to have you.
Thanks so much, Ananya, and keep up the good work. It's been excellent seeing these teams play, and I'll be sure to continue to watch.
Henriette Ishimwe continue. Another powerful shot by Veronica Abuga. She's continuing to motor along. Rwanda seem to have no answer yet to the Kenyan batters. Dishing up another very full delivery. This time through the covers. As we see that replay, I'm joined by S. Sudarshanan. Welcome back.
Thank you. It's good to be back, but it was awesome to listen to two cricketers talk about their trade. Also talk us through the start of this clash.
Another wayward delivery, this time by Henriette Ishimwe. She's quite good through the spell. Just the odd poor delivery here and there. This one flicked off the pad. Another couple added to Kenya's total. 50 for Kenya, just 6.4 overs to reach the mark. They've gotten off to a fantastic start.
For a change, we haven't seen Queen Torable limping yet. Very fluent start. Interesting, I guess Rwanda are sporting their away jerseys today. And another change that I see is Sarah Uwera not donning the gloves, has left it to the young Flora Irakoze, who is behind the stumps today. Those glaring goggles there.
Nice movement there from Ishimwe. Just catches the outside edge. A thick edge, flies past backward point. Can you get through for another single? 7 overs gone, 51 for no loss. Second over for Margaret Vumilia. Starts quite well. Full delivery outside off. Tap to cover by Queen Torable. Another full one this time, and she tries to pummel it over her head. Doesn't seem to get all of it. Falls short of long off though. Kenya collect another couple. 52, the score moves to 53, beg your pardon. Oh, it seems they only got a single. This time Abuga is going to charge. Almost hits her batting partner at the non-striker's end. It's interesting that we saw the way Kenya started this tournament. They came out all guns blazing, pummeled the pummeled a fair few boundaries. Oh, good delivery there from Vumilia. They got off the blocks quite quickly. Queen Able, if I collect correctly, scored at a strike rate over 150. But since then, she strikes another powerful blow that will only collect. Since then, it seems none of the Kenyan batters have really found their timing.
It's also about Abuga not getting strikes as often as she would like, because we've seen her to be on song. She faces more deliveries.
You mentioned Queen Able not limping.
Player Spot is India's #1 gaming destination. Play fun games on the app and win up to ₹5 crores daily. #KhelaKya. Hope you have made your team for this game.
The final ball of that over, you mentioned that Queen Able hasn't limped so far. She seemed to limp that single off that ball. It could have been a 2, but not to be. So are we seeing the first signs of that limp come through in this game? Abuga mistimes that one, just manages to get it over extra cover. Could have a chance, maybe a half chance, but falls short, and deep extra cover comes, cleans up, but Kenya come through for 2 runs. And another one, she comes down the track this time again, just stays extra cover. She's playing games with that fielder. I think it's Wera there. Generally wears the gloves. Not having a good day as the skipper. Can't turn back on ground quickly enough. Just passes her. Veronica Abuga surviving dangerously here.
Look at it. She's not turning and running back, but trying to use her reach. And twice in 2 balls, she's done that and missed by a large margin, I must say.
Oh, these keepers.
First look at Sifa Ingabire today. She's been good. 2 chances not converted of her bowling. And again, it stays a quiet over. 9 overs gone, 59 without loss.
the halfway mark. Kenya 59, apologies, 9 overs gone, 59 for no loss. Margaret Vumilia starts her third over with a wide.
Easy as a leg spinner to, you understand almost when a leg spinner loses her control, and more so when there's not regular cricket played. But I must say, Vumilia Margaret has done well.
And just as you say that, Veronica Abuga smashes her past mid-off. Lovely shot that she danced down the track, got to the pitch of the ball and hit her seat. We see there again, dances down the track, lofts, very, very wide long off that Rwanda had. She covered a lot of ground, almost got there, just trickles past her.
Lots of confusion there. Abuga staring at Abel, who's now starting to tire a bit. Was there a second there? Was there a run, in fact? I don't know. Inside out over covers this time. Not found, doesn't find the fence. Another single just. 66. No loss. You need to be patient with leg spinners, isn't it? They can get you wickets in a heap, but also go for runs and bowl extras.
Seems to end that over. Margaret Bumilia's completed 3 overs, conceded 20 runs. Kenya now 10 overs, 66 for no loss.
Invariably, when Kenya play, there are some players you need to have in your fantasy teams, and my fantasy team is doing well on Player Spot app. All thanks to Veronica Abuga and Queen Torable, the openers, who added 66 in 10 overs. You can download the app. The link is in the description. Make your team as well. You stand a chance to win big. Sifa Ingabire very happy to keep it quiet as batters not attacking. She's keeping it in line of the stumps. We've seen Queen able slow down as the innings progresses, but it's quite unusual to see Abuga play the way she has done so far, isn't it? She always loves to take the aerial route, finds the gap, the busy customer. But today she's been unusually quiet, especially after being 16 from 16. Next 16 balls, there's only 10 that she's scored.
Short ball from Ingabire. Concede just another single. Well, I think the pace at which these batters are going, I think it's a reflection possibly on the pitch itself. Ngoche did mention at the toss that it is a used track. It is slowed considerably. So as soon as the spinners come on, it seems like the batters automatically slow down. End of a good over there from Sifa Ingabire. Kenya just a couple of runs from it, 68 for no loss.
Usually this pair is happy to take those quick singles. Queen able, not doing that right now. 27 apiece for both of them, 68 without loss. Umilia happy. Chipin Chandos and at what point do you say Abuga or Abel, or both of them in fact, have to tee off, because it's less than 9 overs to go, and as I say that, she's taken the aerial route but not much success. So at what point as team management, as the skipper who's inside, who as the coach, you tell or you send a message in the middle that enough of blocking, you need to convert those dots into runs and press on the accelerator?
And another aerial shot there, this time from Queen Abel. Ball doesn't seem to be coming on too well, but they come back for 2 runs. So I think you take this wicket into consideration. It is considerably slow. There is no pace from the bowlers as well. So I think one of us will have to bat through. It will be important to have a set batter at the end. So I definitely wouldn't tell both of them to press the accelerator. But yeah, I think now would be a good time for one of them to try and find the boundary a little more regularly. But it's nice to see Queen able to try that sweep. That's a shot we haven't seen much of this tournament. Oh, and they pinch another single. That's very good running. One way to collect some runs. It's very good work there to end the over from the Kenyan batters. Good spell there from Margaret Vumilia. 4 overs for 25. Kenya 12 overs, 73 for no loss.
73 for no loss after 12. Wanted a run, then sent back immediately. But for the past 2-3 overs, we're seeing Ingabire as well as Margaret bowl. And there have been invariably attempts to sweep the ball, none of which have come through. We were talking about sweep being one of your favorites in your stint with Yasmine. Is there something that Abuga and Queen Torable, both of whom have not swept one successfully, doing wrong? And what should they need to do to put these spinners away, especially when they're targeting the pads?
Well, I think one of the most common mistakes when you're sweeping is to take your eye off the ball. It's quite easy to turn your head early before you make the connection. So that's probably one of the things that's going wrong with them. You see the ball, but before it comes to you, your head is turned. So the point of contact is not something you see, and you rely a lot on chance. But the sweep is a very undervalued shot, I think, in women's cricket. We saw the England men's team when they came to India. Yes, they probably overused it a little bit, but it is a very effective shot, especially against the spinners. A good single there. It's good work from Kenya, trying to minimize those dot balls. But because you play the sweep to probably a spinner's best delivery, it is very off-putting. I've had a lot of chats with some very, very good spinners. I've played alongside spinners of excellent pedigree. So strong shot there from Abuga, but it seems the long-on fielder has made a mess of it. Goes through her hands, one bounce, boundary. Looks like Veronica Abuga wants to step on the accelerator. She's gotten the message from the dugout. Her fourth boundary of this innings. 13 overs gone. Kenya 80 for no loss.
Actually, Muhavimana, the fielder there, made a mess of the catch. Got a bad bounce the ball earlier. All this will go down in her name. 80 without loss. Sign up on the Player Spot app and get 100% cash back on your first deposit, as Queen Torable now takes the aerial route wide of the wide long on, and it's back-to-back boundaries, is it? Or just a single? I thought she pierced the gap nicely. Maybe I'm thinking what I want to see. Just a single, that last ball boundary, just increasing the run rate to above 6 and over. Moves to 81 without loss. It also seems as if it's easier to play seam bowlers who bowl with a bit of pace than the off-pace bowling.
Of course, I mean, the ball generally does come onto the bat a lot better. We've seen the spinners are very, very slow, so they're providing absolutely no pace. And here, the medium pacers, looks like a comfortable pace. It's coming onto the bat a lot better, so I think the Kenyan batters should go after these seamers. Henriette Ishimwe, Josiane Nyirakunduniza, and Immaculée Muhawinimana. They have maybe 5 and a bit overs left if they bowl out. So I think Kenya need to go after them. They will probably be much easier to score off than someone like Sifa Ingabire. So they should target one of these bowlers, probably identify which bowler and where they could potentially get some boundaries and really go after them.
what we've also seen is there are 2 to 3 types of bowlers in this tournament. The off spinners, I think one leg spinner in Margaret, and another one is sliced up through point, and this time finally finds the fence. Veronica Abuga is doing it in style. Not sure she did that in the last over, but this one shot in style.
It's good work there from Abuga, stepping down the track, trying to create a little more power. Not exactly where she'd want the ball to go, but it's a good result nonetheless for Kenya. They need more of these boundaries.
Pushed back. So I was talking about familiarity because yes, there are different types of right arm seamers, some of which, in fact, most of which don't give pace. There's no left arm seamer. There is one left arm spinner who made her debut for Botswana in the last match, Colin Mokibelo, but she didn't get a bowl. So it's almost as if batters are getting acquainted and familiarizing themselves with the kind of bowling that they are getting at the moment. 14 overs gone, 86 for no loss. $86 for no loss after 14. Player Spot is India's #1 gaming destination. #Kela Kya. Oh dear. There was a fielder close in to prevent that single and prevent Abuga from getting on strike against the spin of Ingabire. That's not happened thanks to the misfield. So yes, I was talking about familiarity with the kind of bowling that the batters have faced. You think that's also a factor in players seemingly getting comfortable against seam attack?
Well, as much as the angle and
We'll get Ananya's thoughts on that. A couple of quiet balls here slipped in. Abuga doesn't want to stay quiet. She comes down the track. That's a wonderful shot. Straight as an arrow. And it gets to the fence for a boundary. 91 is the, and she moves it into the 40s. Look at how she gets to the pitch of the ball, and once she does that, doesn't look to really go aerial, smashes it with all her might down the ground for a boundary. Gets to the other end now. Or does she make it in? She does. Just though. 92. She moves on to 42 or 45. Or 45 for Veronica. It's already her highest score in T20 eyes. We've seen Queen Torable come close in the first match, making a 40. Will Abuga get to her half century here? 93 for no loss, 15 overs gone. Queen Torable and Veronica Abuga, the openers for Kenya, still going strong, 93 for no loss. These are some players you need to have in your team if you're playing the fantasy game on the player app. My team's winning big. Thanks to them on the Player Squad app. The link is in the description. Able on strike, 36 of 40. Change in the attack. Immaculate Mana, who dropped Abuga, and oh, can she make amends? But it's Able on strike. Very wide ball. A lot of extras that these seamers are bowling, and it's not one side of the wicket. That should be one major problem.
Yes, it definitely is. It is a worry that spraying the ball on both sides of the pitch. Nice looking on drive there from Queen Torable. Just get her a single. But it's probably overcorrection because what we've seen is one ball outside the off stump and then the very next ball goes down the leg side. So probably slightly too conscious of where they need to land the ball. It usually means that you tighten up a little bit, try a little too hard. But I think I'm still very impressed with the movement that the seamers have been able to generate. Again, down the leg side. When it looks like a no ball, I think there were only 4 fielders inside the circle. Oh no. This is the captain's fault. Poor bowler has to take the brunt of it. Free hit. The runs will be added to her tally, not subtracted from Sarah Owera's tally, unfortunately. But hey, it's a batter's game, isn't it?
Mighty swing and a miss. They don't seem to appeal. Immaculate celebrating. The whole of Rwanda are celebrating because Abuga stepped down, missed the ball, and Flora Irakuze just threw down the stumps at the striker's end. The umpire has not ruled that out. What is happening? For starters, the intentions from Abuga were clear. She wanted to have all might at it. I don't know. Shouldn't have been run out.
Well, she clearly isn't out. I think the Rwanda keeper just didn't realize.
Well, but in a short format, in a very fast format like this, T20I, I think you need every single of those 11 players to be responsible. Who's standing where, how many inside, because it's tough for the skipper to manage the bowlers, keep their overs in mind, as well as monitor every single individual. And also the fact that she's not wicket keeping today, and somewhere around the cover region is Sarah Owera, might have added to all those mess. 98 for no loss.
Well, certainly, I have no doubt that the skipper is under a lot of pressure. She is in an unfamiliar position, like you mentioned as well. So, I'm just trying to take the bowler's side. It's my job. Team pacer.
Never leave the hashtag team pacer. as Kenya inch towards the 100-run mark. The highest score, in fact, the third highest score, they got it in the run chase against Nigeria. And another straight down. And the second highest score is 123 for 7 against Botswana. Given where they are placed right now, 10 wickets in hand, 100 up with over 24 balls, it's 25 balls exactly left, and easily expect Kenya to move past that 123 run mark, the highest 170 against Sierra Leone. That's way, way, way too far, unless something horribly goes wrong for Rwanda with the ball. Need to keep it there more consistently. End of the over, a very long one because of the extra. 16 overs gone, 100 without loss. Play fun games on the Player Spot app and win up to ₹5 crores every day. You can download the app by heading over to the link in the description. As Henriette Ishimwe is back into the attack. Queen Torable is Kenya's highest run getter, and she's on 38 now. Hundred without loss. Ishimwe Henriette. Veronica Abuga hits it through point, forward of point. The fielder should have done better. Because as Ananya would say, it's one of the more important positions in this format. Slowly inching towards her maiden 50 is Veronica Abuga.
She's played well so far as Abuga. 46 of just 51 deliveries. Slower ball there from Henriette Ishimwe. Good thinking, good change of pace. She saw Abuga coming down the track. Pulled it slightly wider. Very, very slow delivery. Kenya need to minimize these dot balls. They can't afford to be letting deliveries go. Oh, strong looking cover drive. Awkward attempt there from Sarah Owera, I think it was, at extra cover. Abuga threw for another single. She's moving along nicely. 47 of 53 deliveries. Swipe through the leg side from Abel. She gets through for a single.
That's in the air, the
Another
fielder there.
In the air and caught by the long-on fielder. Veronica Abuga falls short. Century 47 she falls for. Oh, I wonder who jinxed her. Seems like a slower delivery from Ishimwe. She's bowled a couple of those this over. And the long-on fielder does well. Backpedals slightly and takes a good catch. Looks like Josie and Nira Kundaniza at long-on.
She went at it with all her might, trying to clear the fence. And I felt that Doshian was probably not in the best of positions, but she really did well. And 7 of 54 is the scorecard reads in front of Abuga's name. And the one. A 104 for 1, and it's for Margaret J. Walks into and as the non-striker. A heave and a miss, and that ends this. Kenya, 104 for 1. After 10.1. Mira Kunden who took that catch. She's got for her last over. 23 so far. She's gone for. Looking at how Lavanda Idembo, the Kenya lower order batter, played last game, was there a case for her to come ahead of Margaret Ngoche in this situation?
Well, we did see Ngoche play a couple of really good strokes in the first game. Guided off her pads. We did see her play a few powerful strokes. And she does look like she has a lot of shots in her book. But I was actually keen on seeing someone like Sharon Juma come in. Juma did hit a 6, I think, in the second game. And even in the game against Namibia yesterday, she looked in good nick. She was timing the ball very well. But Ngoche is the captain. She probably wants to come in and show the rest how it's done. Slightly poor decision there from Queen Tarable. I wonder what's going through her mind now to leave deliveries this late in the innings. She is well set. Just a tap down to third man can get her off strike. Seems like a strange approach.
This has been an issue with almost continuously seeing with Queen Torable. She may be raking up the runs, but she never seems to step on the gas and increase her scoring rate as the innings progress. I thought it must be because of some injury she was carrying this match. Nothing much right now. You look at that full toss, she's barely gone out of the circle.
Well, I can understand an injury kind of impeding your movement or hampering your running or your foot movement, but I don't think it would stop you from playing or playing at the ball or even reaching for it. So there is absolutely no attempt to play at deliveries outside off stump. There we see Ngoche smash one straight down, and she stands her ground. Lovely played by the Kenyan captain. You questioned why she came out. She's showing you exactly why.
Was in the slot, and she picked the safest spot in the ground, which is overhead. Given that the long on is a bit wider, almost she is valiantly nowhere near to stopping that wonderful shot, 112 for 118 overs. Time means strategic time on the Player Spot app. Check out the app and make your teams and win big. You can win up to ₹5 crores every day on the Player Spot app. The link is in the description below. We are 2 overs shy of completing this inning, 112 for 1. We're already the third highest score in T20I. The second best is 123. There's another contest here as Queen Torable is on 40, third best in T20I. She needs 10 runs. She's somehow devoid of momentum, just 2 boundaries in her knock so far.
Full toss. And it's guided past point. Queen Torable comes back. But those are the kind of deliveries that you expect a set batter to put away to the boundary. It was a high full toss, seemed comfortable-ish height, good for the pull, but she just guided it past backward point. Seems like she's still just trying to survive these 20 overs. Not quite sure what's going through her mind or what role she's been given by the Kenya team management.
When she took that second run, she once again seemed to be limp. I'm not sure if it's the injury or if it's the pad that is causing her discomfort. She also seems to have the tire. Maybe it's a lot of equipment, small body there. Moves to 43. So remember, for the Torable, Kenya around 116 for 1. Lovely leg glance there. So on the pads, all Margaret Ngoche had to do her to work. The deep square leg fielder, she rolled her wrist nicely get it behind square on the leg side. A much needed boundary there.
Yes, and that's the way you'd be expecting a set batter to play. Timing the ball quite beautifully is Margaret Ngoche. Seems to be racing off her bat. I think the Kenyan batters or the openers need to ask her for that piece of wood because the ball's really flying off it.
The aerial route now mid-wicket. Wide long on goes on the bounce. Goche has made up her. And why not? Only 8 balls left now. He has to take the aerial route. And perhaps the semis or as the closer stages of the tournament come through, you might see a change in the batting order.
Single pinch there to extra cover. Seems like Abel is happy to just sit back, let her captain do the hitting. She looks clearly tired, so she probably doesn't have the power in her arms to try and clear the rope or clear the boundary.
In 122 for 1.5 overs. The current run rate is 6.48 and Queen Torre striking it at 80. There goes Ngoche, comes down the track, takes the aerial route, clears it but may not get the boundary. Gets a couple and the score moves to 3. They take 3. No, they get 2. 1-4 for 1 after 19 overs. 6 balls to go. Ngoche on 12 of 7. $124 for 1 after 19. 6 balls left in this innings. Should be Henriette Ishimwe, unless Rwanda want to be adventurous. Torrebel pulls it around nicely through mid-wicket. Does not have the leg to go to the fence. She will have to run with that niggle or whatever that is, and she does. Takes 3. Moves on to 47 of 55 as Kenya move to 127.
Oh, this outfield is certainly not helping Abel. Seemed like she hit that quite well. It just didn't have enough power to cross the rope. But it's good. The good thing for Kenya is that the skipper is on strike.
And she's now played on. Not the wicket that Kenya would have wanted to lose. Very much so for Rwanda. They'll get the opposition skipper out who tried to charge down and plays on. Walks back for 12 of 8.
Oh no. She did look very good in her short stay, did Margaret Ngoche. Right intentions there, looking for the back, trying to create some power in the shot. Sharon Duma comes out for Kenya now, number 4. 4 balls to go. What can she do with these final 4 deliveries? Kenya have already surpassed the highest total. This is now their second highest total in T20, guys. how close can they get to that highest total? It's nowhere in reach, but how close it?
Queen Torable at the non-strikers end is on 47 of 55. Sharon Juma. Will she be looking to get her on strike here? Short ball to welcome her. She pulls it away nicely. Once again, lots of running to be done. And they get a couple as Sharon Juma gets going. Taking time to probably take the momentum off Kenya. Full toss, that's missed. That's a missed opportunity from Sharon Juma. Henry almost overcompensating there. Banged it short the ball, and this was a wild full toss outside off.
Did look like a slower ball though. This one on the pads. Appeal from the ball. The umpire has given. Sharon Juma has to walk back. Just faced 3 deliveries for her 2 runs. Kenya have lost 2 wickets in this over. Full and straight. They've lost their 3rd wicket now. Kenya 1 delivery left, 123.
$129 for 3, 1 ball to go. Sarah Witeto walks in. Queen Torable, highest score of 47, and is most likely going to stay that way because she's on the non-strikers end. Sarah Witeto to face Henriette Ishimbe, the last ball of this innings, 129 for 3. It's once again an attempted pull, misses it off her pads. All they do is get a leg by, or they don't. They don't get any run, and it's a terrific last over that from Henriette Ishimbe. Kenya finish on 129 for 3 of the 20 overs.
Interesting decision there from Kenya not to run off the last delivery. Had nothing to lose. 130 would have been to end the innings. However, they have accumulated 129 for 3. Their 20 overs. This is their 2nd highest total in T20, and it's that opening partnership again. Queen Torable, Veronica Abuga. Kenya rode on their partnership, 104 run stand for the opening wicket in 16.5 overs, and it was Veronica Abuga who set the foundation for them. 47 of 54 deliveries. She found the boundary 6 times, was the aggressor in that partnership, Queen Torable collected another 47 of 55 deliveries, but only 2 boundaries in her innings. There was a lot of running there. They slowed down towards the middle. Rwanda pegged them back nicely with their spinner, Sifa Ingabire. 4 overs for just 20 runs. But it was Henriette Ishimwe. Once again, second game in a row in the wickets. 3 wickets for her today. 3 for 22 off her 4 overs. And one of only 2 Rwandan bowlers to not bowl a wide today. And that's something, considering they did bowl 18 wides, but Ishimwe didn't bowl a single one. And those figures of 3 for 22 are her best in T20 eyes. Can she now inspire Rwanda to victory? She did so yesterday. Can she do that today?
Onto an off-field. We recently in Pakistan, against Pakistan, we had a table tennis tournament, and I came out as the winner. So I think that was really special in the bio bubble, and we can't do too much. So our trainer put up a whole schedule for us to have a full-on table tennis tournament, and I came out on top. So I was pretty chuffed with that. Well, that's a tough one, but I think I'll have to go with a tennis player, Serena Williams. Definitely me. No, I'm joking. No, she's a pretty strong girl. I think she might. I think her biceps is a little bit bigger than mine, so I'm going to say Lazali will win that one. Let me go with, I was thinking while studying, I've got an honors degree in marketing, but I think I picked that because it was something that I could do with sport, but I probably think I would have become a medical rep if it was not for cricket, because that's something that you're on the road quite often. I enjoy the medical side of things, but I'm not good with blood. So I thought it's a clean medical field. So being still involved with medicine, but maybe just working and just being a sales representative. Be ecstatic. I think he's such a skillful cricketer. Everybody calls him Mr. 360. So if I could have one day and be that fantastic, I would take that any day. I'm gonna say Marizon Cup. I think she's a very skillful bowler, and I know she's really always in the nets. She's thinking about her bowling and really making it hard, and you're not always sure what she's gonna bowl, because she can swing the ball away, bring it back in. She's got some really good slower balls, and then she's worked on the odd bounces, so it's not knowing what to expect. And she's a very clever bowler, so I think she's one of the hardest bowlers to bat against. Ooh, I'm gonna go with a cannelloni. I think my husband really enjoys cannelloni, so I think that's the dish I'm gonna say out loud. I would have to go West Indies. I love tropical islands, and crystal clear blue waters is definitely for me. So I really enjoy traveling to the Caribbean. Oh, that's a challenging one, but I'm going to go with the question we had before. I'll go with AB de Villiers. I think the best advice that I've been given is, if your dream does not scare you, it's not big enough. And the second one is to use your stumbling blocks as stepping stones.
yeah, similar to Tash's thoughts. I think I really was able to kind of enjoy playing in New Zealand and not have too much of my mind to think about the future. Because I know that either way, there's going to be good quality cricket wherever you go and training wherever you go. And looking forward to the summer, there's obviously a lot of international cricket that's going on, but you know, if you don't make those squads, there's Hey-Ho Flint Trophy, there's a T20 Trophy to come back to and play a big role, which is obviously going to be a really good standard and play with a really good team as well. So I think it definitely takes a lot of pressure off and gives a different and new opportunity, which I'll be looking forward to. I took a lot from it, and yeah, like I said before, I was just able to kind of go out and enjoy kind of playing and being on the pitch with the girls and not have too much else in my mind. I think obviously the batting lineup in England at the minute is you know, the top 5-6 is full of world-class players, so it's very hard lineup to get into. And I think for me, I'm kind of trying to think of it as kind of like a marathon, not a sprint, I guess. I'm, you know, fully confident in my ability, and if I do well, and hopefully I get an opportunity, and if not, then you know, I try my best to get back in, but it's not the be all and end all just now. But yeah, I'll do everything I can to really break into that squad, and love to break into the ODI squad at some point in the near future. But I think for me, it's just taking each game as it comes and just trying to win each game for the Stars, really, and not think too much about the future in England selection, but just try and focus on the here and now and get a few games, get a few wins under the belt for the Stars and get off to a good start. And yeah, and enjoy playing with the girls. They've had a really good winter, and it's been really fun to come back and join them this week, and I'm sure the next few weeks are also going to have a lot of laughs and a lot of fun on the pitch too.
So this is my kit bag. It's a very tiny one because in Mumbai I keep traveling up and down, so it's easier for me to carry stuff than when I'm on tour. I have a bigger one, of course. So I have a helmet, 2 pairs of gloves, one is inside the bag, one is here, and also I have a bandana, which I use it for my head, and I have leg guards. The thing I hate the most is just packing my kit bag. I mean, that's one of the most irritating things for me. Then I have my thigh guard and the inner thigh guard. And this is a chest guard I use especially when I'm practicing over here. I don't wear it during the matches, but when I'm practicing and especially facing bouncers or playing the boys, I do wear it for extra protection. And yeah, that's my kit bag. Carry a bat. On tour I carry maybe 3 bats. If it's a long tour, 4 bats. So yeah, that's it.
Welcome back to match number 9 of the Kwibuka T20 International Tournament being played at the Gahanga International Stadium in Kigali. Kenya against Rwanda. The hosts are chasing 130. Kenya batted first. They won the toss, elected to bat, managed to post a second score in T20Is, 129 for 3. They rode on the contributions of their openers, Queen Torable and Veronica Abuga, both adding 47 in 140. So Rwanda, both these teams, remember, have won 2 games, and they both qualified for the semi-final, and they will face each other tomorrow. So this is a dress rehearsal for that semi-final. But can Rwanda go into that game tomorrow with some confidence? If they chase it down, and it will take a lot, if they chase it down, they will go into that game with bragging rights for sure. I have with me Sudarshan as usual.
Hit bowler wide at the start. Just talking about Rwanda having a heavy workload, they played the evening game yesterday, the afternoon game, I beg your pardon. Then they're playing the morning game today. And the first run off the bat. And the opponent is not Namibia. Kenya have a short cover in place. Queen Torable. Lavia Odiambo bowling that first over for Kenya, while yesterday's opening pair of Delphine Mukururangwa and Singabire walked out to open for Rwanda. And instead, they were with the same combination.
Well, they were successful yesterday. The coach said he was impressed with them. He was impressed with Ingabire, the way she stuck it out and batted through that innings. So, and we did see Mukururangwa play some expansive shots. Oh, goes after that one, beaten outside the off stump. So I think what we've seen with this pitch is that one of the batters has to bat through, and they're probably telling Sifa Ingabire that that's your responsibility, you bat through, and we'll find people to score runs around you, and that's what Mukururangwa's role is today. Over number 1 comes to a close. Quiet start for Rwanda. 2 for no loss. Melvin Odhiambo into the attack. Starts with a good delivery that's pushed over mid-off, slightly streakily, but Sifa Ingabire will collect a couple of runs.
Interesting that Kenya have begun with a spinner, Melvin Idambo. We've seen her operate as a change bowler. Either the first or the second change. Rwanda Idambo takes the new ball for them. That's the offside. Must have something to do with Mukararangwa's struggles yesterday against slow bowling.
Probably. It's also a reflection of how the pitch is playing, that hasn't the ball hanging on to the bat much.
Finally gets
strong
it
cover
nicely
drive
to the gap.
Strong cover drive there from Mukararangwa. Very full delivery there from Idambo. Gets to the pitch of the ball and pierces the gap nicely. Another couple of runs. Mukararangwa gets off the mark, and Rwanda are now 7 for no loss in 2 overs.
So yesterday that this approach seemed to work from very nicely to the onside. There is protection in the deep. So yesterday that the move to have these two worked well for Rwanda, this approach of them taking time and then having the platform and getting a move on, worked from them yesterday. They posted 108. India chasing something like 130. What should there be one batter who goes hammer and tongs?
I think so. I think on a pitch like this, Another couple of runs added to Rwanda's total. On a pitch like this, where you see it continuing to slow down as the ball gets older, the power play is the best time to score. We saw that through Kenya's innings. They had a very, very good power play. Went from, they scored at over 6 runs and over. Good stroke there from Mukarurangwa. Gets it in the gap between extra cover and mid-off. In pursuit of it, picks it up close to the boundary, and Rwanda pick up another couple of runs. But that was an excellent shot there. Mukarurangwa getting a good stride forward, leaning through the shot. It's a lovely cover drive. We can see again that the ball is coming on a lot better when it's hard and new. It's easier to score. Kenya not getting as much movement as Rwanda did. Rwanda sprayed it around a little bit, but they did swing the ball a lot more. 3 overs gone. That's 15 for no loss.
That's edged. They lost the stream for a bit, and Rwanda have lost a wicket as Delphine Mukarurangwa was attached to Melvin Idambe. The star of the first innings, 3 for 22, T20 at best with the ball. Now she needs to do something similar here. She uses the face straight away, nicely struck. She's gotten a boundary for herself very early on. There's a lovely stroke there down the ground.
Excellent use of the feet there from Henriette Ishimwe. Skips down the track, didn't get too close to it. She dragged it through the onside. straight enough, just past the middle, and enough power there to go for 4. It's a good way to start her innings. 4 overs gone. 1 for 1.
Player Spot is India's #1 gaming destination. Play some fun games on the app and win up to rupees 5 crores every day. #Khela Kya translates to have you played? And it's Kwibuka T20 who's introduced to the attack to bowl the penultimate over of the power play. Have her in your team, Ananya. She scored an unbeaten 47.
Would be hard not to pick someone like Kwibuka T20 in your player spot team. She contributes with the bat at the top of the order, bowls for 4 overs, excellent in the field. Again, good delivery from her. Rwanda still managed to steal the run. Sifa Ingabire gets a single. Players like Kwibuka T20, Henrietta Shimbe, perfect to have a spot team. So if you haven't made your team, if you haven't signed up yet, you can click on the link in the description and download the app now.
Oh dear. Oh dear, dear. Seems as if Henriette Ishimbe has been given out LBW, and she almost seemed to ask the umpire, what on earth was that call? Have a look at it again. Ball, not much turn. Hit on the back leg. A huge, huge wicket given how well she struck the boundary.
Looks a bit high, but Ishimwe, she looked startled there, questioning the decision. Maybe she hit it. Did she get an inside edge? Couldn't tell from that angle, but she's not happy with that decision. Hopefully the referee doesn't pull her up. But a wicket for Kwibuka T20 in her first over, making an impact with the ball as well, winning lots of points on that player spot app. Make sure to pick her in your team.
Jan Bimaimana walks in and is a direct hit. She gets going straight away. Tarawera. Beg your pardon. Sifa Ingabire is on strike now. 23 for 2. Nicely, but there is protection in the deep. Another single. Very successful over. That comes to an end. 5 overs gone. Rwanda in a bit of a bother at 23 for 2. Nicely hit that down the ground. But yes, you saw that break. The England versus India series starts less than a week from now. You can catch all the shows, pre-match, mid-match, post-match shows during the limited over series, as well as the day wraps during the test match on the outside view, which is a women's cricket zone property. And also, don't forget to make your team for this tournament, the Kwibuka T20 Tournament, on the Player Spot app and win prizes. Hello, Melvin Idambo into her third over, very economical spell. Trying to hike across the line is Imana. Misses it completely.
Wild swing there from Imana. We saw her accelerate towards the end of Rwanda's innings yesterday. She played a good little knock alongside Katia Uwamaharo. She's earned a promotion on the back of some runs. She's clearly here to go after the bowling, allow C5 to bat through. She can take a couple of deliveries to get herself in. This is not the kind of surface where you can come in and find your timing immediately.
The piece, Margaret Goche has realized that it's very tough to get the spinners away. And she's yet to bowl an over. Rwanda Idambo, the regular new ball bowler, has yet to bowl an over. He's brought the spinners in quite early and 2 wickets already in play. Doesn't get past it. Another crucial position in this format, but 6 overs gone. The power play is done and dusted. Rwanda are 25 for 2, with another 105 in 84 balls. For 2 after 6. While the Rwanda batters are getting tested by spin, and inside a week, the Indian players will be featuring in a test against England. Haven't played this format for a long time. Bowlers or batters will take more time to get accustomed to the format.
That's a very interesting question. Look, it could be both ways, but change in format with batters who've grown up playing a lot of white ball cricket, haven't played too much cricket, you'd think that they'd take a little bit longer. And with batting, it's all about discipline in test matches. It's about picking the balls to hit and not trying to. You don't have to proactively go looking for scoring opportunities. In white ball cricket, it's all about minimizing dot balls, but in test cricket, dot balls shouldn't necessarily worry you. And with people like Jamima Rodriguez, Shafali Verma, Smriti Man, all grown up playing a lot of white ball cricket. Well, everyone in that Indian team has. Only a few of them have played some first-class matches. A couple have played a couple of test matches. But it is a big challenge for the batters. I suppose it's about reining in your ends and being a lot more disciplined. And the same with the bowlers as well. It's about sticking to a very boring attack. Line and length is going to be very, very important. You can't go searching with your slower ones and Yorkers, and it's about being predictable sometimes. talent for both batters and bowlers. And a test of fitness as well. That's something that worries me more than how their skills will hold up. I'm sure their skills will hold up just fine. We'll get back to that chat in the next over. 7 overs gone. Rwanda 30 for 2.
Nicely worked away through the fine leg region by Yasmine. The ball yet again slows down. They won't get many. You can win a pipe sale, play fun games on the Player Sport app, and make a match-winning team. You can get the app from the link given in the description. There's Rwanda move to 32 for 2. Good shot.
Good shot there from Sifa Ingabire. Just gets a couple of runs. Saw this yesterday as well. She's not as powerful as Uwamaharo and Bimenyimana. She really struggles to get that ball across the boundary rope. Pushes it down the ground this time for a single. She's doing quite well here. 15 of 17 deliveries. Minimizing the dot balls as much as she can.
Yes, we were talking about test match batting, and the players are not really used to that format. We'll take it away next over. 8 overs gone, 36 for 2. Very quickly, this overs come to an end. Queen Torre continues. Third over, 2 overs, 8 for 1 so far. Direct hit there.
Yes, so coming back to the discussion about the test match, like I said, I'm most worried about, I think worried is the wrong word, but slightly concerned about fitness. I think that's going to be the biggest challenge, especially for the Indian team. They couldn't train as well as they would have liked while they were here. Then they went into a 14-day quarantine. Oh, and Sifa Ingabire just spoons that straight up. Just when I said she was looking quite good, doing her job, getting singles, she looks to chip that one over Queen Torable, gets a leading edge, simply spoons it back to the bowler.
Nonchalance is thy second name, Queen Torable. How easily she waits for the ball to come to her, takes it, lets it, keeps it aside for the umpire to take it. And she's second wicket in Rwanda, 37 for 3. Thirty-seven for 3. Giselle Ishimwe is the new batter. And gets some thick edge through the vacant slip region to get going straight away. Queen Torable is giving everybody points for having her in the player spot fantasy team. 2 wickets, so just 11 so far. Go with a 47 not out in the first inning.
She's really gunning for that Player of the Series award. That is Queen Torable. Good looking shot. Giselle Ishimwe.
Would you like to face someone like Queen Torable in a test match? But she gives nothing away. Or is it easier to face her in a test match than in a T20I?
Oh, I think that depends on whether you are like Shefali Verma, constantly looking for the boundary, or whether you have the patience of Mithali Raj. It doesn't matter how many dot balls, nothing. Oh, it looks like a run out. It looked like there was an easy 2 there, but Giselle Ishimwe, slow to make her ground, doesn't drag her bat. There it was. I think she would have made her ground quite easily. She chooses not to drag, and Queen Torable throws the ball onto the stumps. Rwanda has lost their 4th wicket now. Shambles, 40 for 4 in 9 overs. What is she doing?
$40 for 4 after 9. I'm afraid Rwanda are falling like a pack of cards here. Was Giselle Ishimwe the latest to get run out? And once again, a bit of presence of mind from Queen Torable, not wasting time but collecting the ball and taking the stump, but just deflecting it off her palm. That's clever cricket. And Rwanda, very, very, very deep trouble. They need 90 more, in fact 89 more, and they are 41 for 4. Katia Uamaharo. A very mountainous task in front of her. Meanwhile, Esther Chira is put into the attack. Lots of spinners at Kenya's defense. They are very happy to use them, not giving the Rwanda batters any pace whatsoever.
It's really good captaincy from Margaret Ngoche. She's understood that this pitch has proved hard to score on, especially against spin. It's become very, very slow, ball not coming to the ball. Oh, it's a lovely sweep shot there. Katia Uamaharo showing her experience, not enough power to get it past the rope, but that's a very good option against these spinners. Will throw them off their line. And there is no deep square leg. So get it over the field. There are some free runs there.
Let's toss a wider, hit a really long off. It's also a fact that Rwanda didn't have a lot high on spin. Yes, there was a leg spinner in Margaret Umiria and the off spinner in Sifa Ingabire, but other than that, there were three seamers. Whereas for Kenya, they're into the 10th over, they already have used three spinners.
And they still have Sarah Wetoto, and she hasn't bowled a single over yet. She is the slowest of them all, so will be the hardest to play.
That's why I'll be waiting, because I have Sarah within my player spot fantasy team. Going to be break time now, so just plan your strategies. Head over to the app. The link is in the description. As Rwanda 10 over gone 44-4. For 4 after 10. Queen Torable into her last over. We over 2 so far. On the third. Inside edge. The good spin attack that Kenya has. We are constantly talking about this India Tour of England commences next week. And we'll have lots of discussion in the lead up to the test match, the previews and whatnot. Do send in your questions related to the India squad. We'll be talking about it, discussing the India squad from the Outside View Live. So don't forget to send in your questions. We'll answer them happily. As we are struggling at the moment, 46-4. You need not much of results there. Just Kenya have held back Sarah Wetoto.
Well, they have a lot of spinners to begin with, but potentially want to increase the required run rate. Good delivery there. Dot to finish. Oh, are they going to run a leg by? Do crossover. Queen Torable not happy. Kicks the ground. It seems that's gone off the bat. So 1 run added to Rwanda's total. 11 overs gone. 48-4.
Sarwachira continues the 12th over for second. Queen Torable game she's had 47 not out with the bat. Never mind the strike rate. And then with the ball, 4 overs, 17 for 2. Just to add a foot, she did not limp while bowling.
Well, maybe we're misreading something. Maybe it's not a limp and it's just the way she runs. Because she looks quite up and about now after that spell.
Good use of the feet, straight down to long gone. Is it also a move from Kenya to have Esther Wachira? Has something to do with the fact that these two sides are going to play the semi-finals tomorrow. They just have their options, the same batting. Both these teams are qualified for the semi-finals. And another interesting aspect we saw earlier that Sarah Uera did not wicket keep for Kenya, beg your pardon, for Rwanda. Now for Kenya, it's a chance of having the gloves and not Saron Juma, who's instead fielding at the long on boundary. All possibly testing their combinations ahead of the crucial semi-final. It will be the second semi-final, the evening game, if I'm to understand right.
Superb use of the feet there from Katya Uwamahar. Goes over extra cover. Clears the field, finds the fielder in the deep. Rwanda moving along, 56 for 4 in 12 overs.
Player Spot is India's #1 gaming destination and make a match-winning team rupees 5 crores every day on the Player Spot app. #Khelakya. It's a fantasy game. One of my main players, Sarah Uteto, is into the attack. Best of 5 for 12 for the Sarah Uteto.
And you can just see that slowly she's bowling. Ball really very slow off. The batters have to create all the pace. And I think this is where the sweep shot comes into play. It's the easiest way to deal with these bowlers. It's also a good way to generate power into a stroke. Good use of the feet there.
You talk about spin bowling, and there's a lot of batter spinners put their body into the ball to extract turn or any amount of spin. But in this tournament, very few bowlers have that. They're almost landing the ball light and varying their lines and lengths. I found a lot of success. Is it something to do with the pitch, or what do you think it is? .
Good shot there, but very good stop at extra cover. Another single added to Rwanda's total. She's taken the aerial route again. Good work in the deep again. Kenya looking sharp in the field. And, well, I'll answer your question in the next over. Rwanda now 60 for 4 in 13 overs. $61 for 4 in 13 overs. Rwanda still needs 71 of just 43 deliveries. Esther Wachira continues. It's a good stop there in the extra cover region by Sarah Wetoto. Coming to your question about the reason for the success of the spinners, I think it's a combination of a lack of pace from them and a lack of power from the batters. I think we have seen a lot of the dismissals where batters are deep or in the circle trying to really muscle the ball. There have been very few dismissals where the batters have probably outfoxed the batters in terms of getting the ball to go past them. We saw Victoria Hamunela do that yesterday. But it's been a lot more about forcing the batters to make the mistake due to the lack of pace from the spinners, I think. And what you mentioned about using your body and getting more assistance from the surface, I think that comes with practice. And the more these teams play in a match environment, it's a good shot there from Uwamahoro. Again, good work in the deep. Seems to be a sliding stop there from the fielder. Good work from Kenya. They're really looking sharp in the field today. Weren't quite good yesterday, but this is a huge improvement. So I think the more these teams play, the more the bowlers get to bowl in a match environment. It's one thing to practice. There's no pressure. You can make as many mistakes as you want, and there is no consequence. Again, she uses her feet down the ground. Just a single. But in a match environment, there are obviously consequences if you make mistakes. Full toss could cost you a boundary. You could bowl wides. So the more these teams play matches, the more confident they will get, more confidence they'll gain in their skills, and you will see them try more things. Ooh, that's a close call. Close call there. Uwamahoro just makes it. Esther Wachira missed the stumps, but the Rwanda batters are starting to tire. Lots of running out there. Kenya not giving them any easy boundaries. Will this result in a wicket?
Drilled down the single 20 over 4, got the 9 for 4. Player Spot is India's one gaming destination. Make a match winning and win up to rupees 5 crores every day on the Player Spot app. How do you get the app? The link is in the description. 19 overs gone, 69 for 4, 61 made of 36 balls, and we see for the Rwanda Idambo used to taking the new ball. That's quite late today because Kenya can afford to. You can ask us questions about these games as well by using the hashtag AskKingCommenters. We have one from Chetan Zanjurukia who asks, is flight crucial for spinners?
You're asking a pacer that question. Yes, it definitely is crucial. I think it's a way to deceive batters. For example, someone that comes to mind is Ekta Bisht for me. I know she's not, your orthodox spinner who really turns the ball, but she works. She varies her flight very well, flight and pace, and that's how she gets a lot of wickets. Strong cut shot there. And finally, Rwanda find the boundary. Superb that from Katia Uwamaharo. She's really injected some momentum into this innings. In fact, that's Diana Bimenyimana. This pair have injected a lot of momentum into this innings, giving Rwanda something to cheer after they were 40 for 4. Partnership now growing. 37 runs so far. Close call. But as I was saying, someone like Ekta Bisht, who gets a lot of wickets by deceiving batters through the air, doesn't get a lot of turn off the surface. But I think, for example, one wicket of Ekta Bisht that really comes to mind for me is, I think it was in 2018 or early 2019 when India toured New Zealand. She dismissed Lauren down and she set her up quite beautifully. She fired a few balls in on the stumps and then floated one, tempting her to drive, and she was caught at point. And I thought that just quite beautifully, it was a beautifully executed plan, but I thought it showcased how important that change of trajectory and change in pace is. It's not all about turning the ball square and beating someone on the inside or outside edge, but it's about beating them through the air as well, and there's a different beauty to that.
.74 for 4, last ball of the 15th. Once again, can it's a bit easy to score off a seamer. 6 runs, coming from that over. 15 overs gone, 75 for 5. Need another 55. Their spot is India's #1 gaming destination. Head over to the but Sham, yes, she has Katia Uwamaharo looking to use her feet against Esther Wachira. She misses, and Ruth Achando makes a first dismissal, stumping Uwamaharo 75 for 5. 75 for 5. Rwanda chasing 130. Balls to get the 55 remaining runs as keeper Sarah Uwera walked into the pushes it to the offside, offering Saraj. I think she's batting a bit too low. One of the more experienced batters in this Rwanda team. There's a the occasional short ball that the spinners are bowling. The good thing is that they have protection everywhere. They keep mid-wicket. In fact, the player in front of square on the leg side. Vimana charges and takes the aerial route, but not much success.
Rwanda haven't had much success trying to hit down the ground. Not enough power to clear that field. Not too short. Not sure that was there for the pull shot, but she hung back. Seemed to rush onto her. Lucky to get an inside edge on that. Sarah Uwera will have to find the middle of the bat quickly if Rwanda are to challenge Kenya.
.78 for 5 after 16. Esther Wachira has bowled out. 22 for 1 of her as the Wenda Idambo. New. Ball in line of the pulled away. Protection. This time it is straight to the fielder. Two balls, 5 runs in this over. That again drills down the long on. For another run, Sarah Viteto. First over went for 5. 3 balls in the second over have gone for 6 already. Yasmine who moved 1 of 33. This is another dot ball here. 95 are Rwanda, another 40 in just 15 balls. Trying to hoik it again. Badly missed by Bimainimana. 31 of 34. Last ball of 18th over. Sarah Viteto has 2 more. She is not going to bowl out for sure. Bag, but wonderful fielding there. Used to make it a stop. And 18 overs bowled. 95 Viteto, 2 overs for 11. Just looking at that boundary, wonderful use of the feet by Bimainimana, getting to pitch of the ball and dissecting the gap at cow corner. There was long on, there was deep square leg. None of them could get to the ball. Idambo back for a third, and then Ananya was just chalking the last over as to how much of a mental adjustment is needed for a teamer who's used to bowling with the new ball and opening the attack. Overthrow, and there'll be a couple of runs.
I think it has to do with, you have to be aware of what kind of delivery. You have to be more aware of your plans, I think. What you're trying to do with the old ball. It's always good to have variations. Because as we see there, the back end of the innings, the batter is going to try and score as many runs as they can off your bowling. So if you are predictable, there's always a chance that they can premeditate and get you away. So it's about having a variety of deliveries, but being able to execute them as well. And even if it's just a couple of deliveries that you have, it's important to be able to execute them. It's a good full ball from Idambo. Just a single. We're not really able to find the middle of the bat. And I know Kenya are far ahead. They have almost won this game. But I'm going to be slightly critical of them. Just as Lavenda Idambo gets one through Bimenyimana. It was a good little innings from the Rwandan batter, but Lavenda Idambo gets her first wicket of the match. Good way to get on the board, hitting the top of off stump. Back of the delivery, as you can see there. Bimenyimana trying to play across the line. This goes straight through her. Rwanda now lose their 6th wicket. 93 for 6 in 18.4 overs. But I was going to be slightly critical of the fact that Kenya seemed to have slightly miscalculated. You think in an ideal circumstance where Toto would bowl out, but they have had to bowl a medium pacer an extra over. Lavenda Idambo has made full use of that, picked up a wicket that she probably wouldn't have got if Margaret Ngoche had calculated correctly. So good on her for using that opportunity.
Flora Irakoze is the wicketkeeper batter for Rwanda. And it's another timber yet again. Idambo has really been bowling in line of the stumps, and this time it's the middle wicket. Middle stump has been knocked away. Flora Irakoze, 2 runs of the first ball, knocked over in the second. Rwanda 95 for 7 after 19. Last over, unlikely 35 to get as Star is on strike with Wumilia Margaret at the other end. Sara Uteto, who's bowled 2 overs for 11. Very dominant performance from Kenya here. Sara Vera looks to go back and nothing much she could do. But the hashtag, how pleased with you were you with that the middle stump getting this?
Well, there's nothing quite like getting a batter bowled. So I'm sure she would have enjoyed that. Like I said, she took that opportunity with both hands. I think had Margaret Ngoche got her calculations right, it probably wouldn't have got that third over. But she came out of it with 2, so good on her.
Ariel Root doesn't get my couple of runs there. Margaret, she gets going. It's for a change. Sara to yet pick up a wicket in this game. So 98 for 7. 3 balls left in the match. Another one charges down the track. Has she found the gap? Yes, she has. Lovely stroke from Margaret, using her feet and exploiting the mid-wicket region.
Yes, wonderful shot that comes down the track. Found that it wasn't quite in her. She swiped across the line, but to good effect. Perfectly placed in that gap between deep mid-wicket and wider long on.
The side that we aren't used to. Samuteto going for runs. 18 of her 20 last ball of this. Another hike through the onside. This time there is extra protection in the deep in mid-wicket. There is foul, but he'll run 2 and finish on a 104 for 7 to Rwanda. 25-run win for Kenya. In the end, it turned out to be a big margin. Looking at that boundary in the 4th ball of the over, but she tried to repeat it, but unfortunately this time there was extra protection and she could just get a couple as Rwanda in on 104 for 7. Remember, it doesn't have much contact. Both these teams square off in the second semi-final tomorrow, but what is something that Rwanda will take home from this performance?
I think the spinners were impressive today, and of course Henriette Ishimwe. We saw what she did yesterday. She came in through those middle overs and took a couple of important wickets today as well. But quite well towards the back end of the innings as well. She showed good changes of pace, showed the ability to bowl a slower ball, also bowled quite full. So she's definitely, I think, people should keep an eye on. Very valuable cricketer. And in terms of the approach, I think Rwanda were probably a lot better than they were yesterday. I know they won yesterday. They posted 108. But in terms of just their attacking approach, they hit the field a lot more today, but they just seemed like they were looking for runs. They were trying to be more aggressive than they have been through this tournament. So that's definitely a big positive, something that they can take into that semi-final. And hopefully they learn from the things they did today. I don't think they fielded as well as they probably could have. So, you know, let Kenya get a few extra runs as well. So hopefully they're on their game tomorrow and are able to challenge what is a strong looking Kenyan side.
The Kenya finished the league stage with 3 wins in their 4 games, coming against Namibia, which means they end the points in number 2, while finish on 3. 25-run win then, the final game for Kenya and Rwanda. They'll remember play in the second semi-final. But that's not all. There's another match that's coming. 25-run win for Kenya there over Rwanda. Don't go anywhere. Presentations are shortly, and it's a virtual quarter-final between Botswana and Nigeria, who are both of their encounters so far. Their last league game, and that will decide who the four finalists will be. Don't go anywhere. That game starts in just over an hour, and meanwhile, the presentation come. We'll see you for the next game.
Waiting for you, Team Rwanda. Waiting for you, Team Kenya. We can continue with the warm downs after. Very good game we had here. Of course, Rwanda not able to cross the line, falling short by 24 runs. But I guess no love lost. Round of applause for Rwanda. And of course, congratulations to Kenya, who pick up their third win in the tournament. This game, of course, only a dress rehearsal for the semi-final that we'll be having here tomorrow in the afternoon, if I have my fixtures right in the head. For a change, we'll get the vice captains talking. Henriette Gigel Ishimwe, vice captain Team Rwanda. Please step up here. Gigel, well played. How was the game for you?
Murakoze. Ukuntu game yagenze neza. Mbere na mbere turabanza gushimira Team Kenya ko yadutsinze. Ikindi ndashimira nyine team yanjye twagerageje natwe twarwanye ntabwo twapfuye gutsindwa ko natwe twarwanye. Thank you.
Are you ready for the semi-finals against Kenya? Now that you've lost only by 24 runs, do you think you can beat them by 24 runs as well?
Twiteguye neza cyane, twiteguye kubatsinda ejo mu byumve. Ejo ntago bazaducika, tuzabatsinda.
Thank you. She has sent the signal straight. She's saying, I can translate for you. She has said she's going to throw Rwanda is ready to throw the kitchen sink at Kenya in tomorrow's semi-final. So come after bathing hot water. That's why the whole crowd was laughing. I'm lucky I know the language. Thank you. Team Kenya Vice Captain Sarah Bakita Wetoto, please step up. Sarah, well played to Kenya. More wins for you, 3 in the tournament. How confident are you going to the semi-final?
Abantu bose. To be honest, today wasn't a very easy game for us because we've been playing 3 games in a row. And we've been playing 3 games in a row. And we had to really push ourselves. So it's a matter of mind. Tomorrow, we have to be mentally strong. Told, we are ready. We are ready.
Thank you, Sarah. Let's keep it short. I need you guys to go and rest and prepare for that semi-final tomorrow. Player of the match. 3 nominees. Diane Marie Bimenyimana, 31 of 37. She's second runner-up for the award. Veronica Abuga, 47 of 54 runs, is in number 2. To give out this award, please allow me invite, previously I think the treasurer, now, the vice president, Rwanda Cricket Association, Mr. Odifox Biringiro, please. Odifax Biringiro here. Of course, Vice President for Rwanda Cricket. Please step up and look this way. Yeah. Woman of the match or player of the match. 4 overs. She went for only 17 runs, picked up 2 wickets, and with the bat, she was left stranded or not out, missing out on the half century, but she managed 47 runs of 55 balls. Quinta Abel. That is the second match award for Quinta. It means she's in contention for the player of the series. So Quinta, continue the good works. Thank you, Odifax. That is it from the presentation. Coming up is a derby, Botswana versus Nigeria. Whoever wins qualifies for the semifinals in that game. Stay put, don't go away. We love you all.